I'm not going to go through those projects today. Many of those have already been written up in the Globe, in other media, in the TV. So I'm not going to go through those today, but I do want to make sure that we go through the TIF. One of the other things that I've heard is, did I get this letter because someone's going to take over my house? No, that's not the case. You live in the house. We want to do everything that we can to add value, add quality of life values. What the CART findings basically said, here are our assets that we need. Here are assets that we lost in the tornado. Public sector, private sector assets, but it also came to the conclusion of here are things that we want by way of hike and bike trails, parks, streetscapes, trees, a number of things in this community. And what we're focusing on are how can we enhance those quality of life things to basically grow the value of your property, your homes, in this particular community. So with that, we have a PowerPoint presentation. It's only about 6 hours long. I appreciate you guys staying around on that. Do you mind helping me on this? We don't have a clicker, so I appreciate that, Tony. This is what I'm going to go through this evening. I'm going to start out by describing what a TIF is, and I'll talk about that in a moment. I want to talk about just kind of the basics, TIF 101 education, if you will. I want to talk about the uses of TIF financing, because it's very limited as to what you can and cannot use these dollars for by state statute. I want to talk about the limitations. We have a number of frequently asked questions, and I will tell you one of those frequently asked questions is this a new tax? The answer to that question, once again, is no. And that's the second time I've said it. Again, it'll be 20 times before we get done. I want to talk about the philosophy of the TIF itself, the goals, the area, the boundaries, the specifics about this particular TIF and why we see this as beneficial to the community, and the additional revenues and how we can go about using this capital to fund these projects. The long and short of it, I mentioned a moment ago that we've already outlined the first $800 million of these projects. The capital structure of those $800 million, some of it is going to be private debt. And when I say private debt, just banks, institutions, insurance companies bringing debt. Some of it will be private equity. Some of it will be grants from HUD, Community Development Block Grant money. Some of it will be from the Economic Development Agency administration. And some of it will be coming from TIF. And between the state and the local TIF, we basically have about $60 million of capital that would be available to fund these projects. These projects basically to enhance the community. And again, I'll talk more about those in a moment.